you lose a lot of your line in a snag, just like I did here. Now what? Now you gotta rebraid your reel that you probably got done at your local tackle store. And I like to use spider wire because this has been a great braid. I've had this braid on this reel for over 4 years with no discoloration. I've caught plenty of species of fish, from fluke, false albacore, bluefish, striped bass, you name it, I've caught it with this reel. I've even caught largemouth bass and went freshwater fishing with this. This is such a versatile rod, and it's made by Jigging World. This is their slow pitch Ghost Hunter 6.5 limited edition. They say you can catch 50-60 pound tunas with these. I gotta braid this with the right setup here. And so this spider wire Stealth is which I had on before, and we're gonna rebraid it. So first and foremost, we gotta first take out all the braid that's left on here. So we're gonna do that really quick. As you can see, all the lines off. So this is what you need to do. You need to first get yourself some mono, and I'm gonna tell you why. You wanna get some backing on your reel. So with braid, you're going to get some slippage if it's just braid directly to the spool. You don't want slippage, okay? This mono, okay, this is Suffolk Superior 8 pound. This prevents that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open this. First things first, we're going to do a fisherman's knot. Go around 5 times here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, anytime you do a knot, you want to give it that hawk tua. Put a little saliva on there and spit on that thing, so it really strengthens the knot. Because studies show that a dry knot compared to a wet knot is significantly weaker. Now once you get a few feet out, is we're going to cut it from the spool of mono here. Now I got 8 pound mono, and I'm going to be tying this directly to 20 pound braid. Now I could post a link in the description of what's the best combo mono to braid. So 8 pound is good to combine with 20 pound braid. 10 pound mono is good to combine with 30 pound braid, and so on. So with 20 pound, we're going with 8 pound mono. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna reel it in. So what you're gonna do is, you see I got it on the guide through the guide here, and I'm just gonna have someone else hold the line while I reel it. Just pinch, and you're just gonna go in, and this is how you're gonna take your back and just hold it. As you can see, once this is fully just about filled up, just right there, that's where you want it. We're gonna now connect the braid. Now comes the unboxing. You got our spider wire, which I think is the best for a black and gold reel like this Penn 3500 Slammer 3 I have on here. This is gonna be awesome. Braid, the thing about it, you get no slack, so you're able to hook onto a fish right away. I'm gonna go tie this on to the mono backing with a blood knot. As you can see here, we got some double action. It's 2 lines. We're going to do a blood knot, and a blood knot, I think this is the toughest part of the presentation, because you're going to have 2 different types of lines, so you're going to have very, very careful fingers here. What a blood knot is, knot that you can use for 2 different type of diameter lines to have, and it's very strong. You could also use a double uni, which is a different type of knot, very similar to the blood knot for tying braid the mono. I actually like to tie leader on fluorocarbon to braid using double uni, but for in this instance, tying the backing, I'm going to use the blood knot. All blood knot is, it's very, very simple. I say this is the hardest because I just don't like dealing with two different types of line in my fingers. It's more annoying. Let's put it that way. But anyways, blood knot is 2 fisherman knots in one, also called the improved clinch knot. So you just really X them, and you go wrap around, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're going to take the beginning of the line, and you're going to see this little hole here. See a little hole. You're going to go stick that line in the hole. Alright. It's going to look like that if you could see it. So, now we're going to do the other side. I'm going to do the mono part. And same thing. Just going to wrap it around. And now you want to make sure, I can't stress enough, to give it that haktewa, because a wet knot is always stronger than a dry knot. Physics. In knotology, you want your knots nice and wet, so they're nice and strong. Strong, just like Popeye. Now you get your 5 turns in, and you're going to go right through. And you go right through, get the tag in. It is nice and strong. Strong, not breaking. Break! No! Yeah, that thing ain't going anywhere. So now comes the fun part. We're gonna get rolling. What? Rolling. Come on and get yourself a pen, because, or a pencil. That's the old school way to pencil. You don't see too many pencils nowadays. They're like endangered species. But anyways, I'm gonna get me a pencil because they're very elusive. So we found ourselves a nice pencil, and now we're gonna go stick this pencil through the hole. Now it can go rolling. Look at this. Now it can roll. Now it can roll. And now we're gonna have our partner, who's off screen right now. They're gonna hold it like this, and it's just gonna roll, and they're just gonna keep the line taut. So it's really gonna be like this, and make sure it's gonna be towards me. And what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be reeling this baby in. I almost forgot. I got these 2 little bunny ears right here. I gotta go snap. Yeah, presentation is something that means a lot to me as a fisherman for just about my whole entire life. Presentation. Now comes the fun part. I'm gonna hold the line, now that we're snipped. Hold the line, and I'm going to pretend that I'm reeling in a fish. Now remember, I got it through the guide. There goes the mono. And now we just reel it in. There's the fun part, baby. Okay. So while I'm reeling in this, which I wish was a fish, I'm just reeling in line. So this reel is rated for up to 220 yards of braid. So I got the 300 yards of 20 pound. So I know I'm gonna have some left over. But as you can see here, you kind of want to get the line up to like this point. You'll know. It's like cooking ribs. When the bones really show up and the meat shrivels up, that's when you know you're done. We're gonna keep reeling while the other person is gonna keep rolling. So one's reeling, the other's rolling. reeling and rolling. Here I am on the road again. There I go. And you want to make sure that, like I said, you have this finger on it so you get a nice tight spool. And you want a nice tight spool. So the reason why we didn't just tie the braid on, braid the braid, is because, you know, now you have a midpoint knot, and with a midpoint knot, you know, you're getting spooled. Now you don't have that 100% tension, and braid the braid can be pretty tough to tie as well. So that's why we don't tie directly on. Okay. So, as you can see, when it's full like this, you see it's sticking out just almost. You don't want it fully out, but you don't want it over this. You want just right there. That's how you know you hit your max point. As you can see, there's some left. I probably hit 220. That is how you braid your reel with a mono backing.